retention. Now, this is not something that's new. It's been around for a long time, but it is something that's starting to come forward a little bit in regulations and agencies starting to take a stronger look at it. Part of what's driving this is the identity theft, and the largest portion of identity theft that's currently happening is identity theft of children. With children getting Social Security numbers at a lot earlier age, this is something that people are going after. It's especially destructive because the kids probably won't know that they've been that their identity has been stolen for probably 18 years. So these are some of the agencies and regulations that have been around for a while. They all address the idea of records retention. Some districts have done a really good job in coming up with a program of records retention, and other districts have used it as an afterthought, or it's something that needs to be done, or they just have each division do their own records retention. What I'm here for today is to propose to you that we start a records retention, central records retention department within the district. Now, out of all of these things, the very last one, the federal identity red flag rules, this is something that has now started to come forward. It's been around for about 5 years. It was initiated by the federal government to regulate financial institutions in when they collect information from their clients. It's gotten to a point now where it's starting to trickle down, and they're starting to look at it more and more with public agencies because we're gathering more and more information. What that rule requests from, or demands from the people who are getting that information, is you have to come up with a written plan on how the records are going to be retained and how that information is going to be secured. Now, when we start to look into starting a department, a centralized records retention department, these are some of the issues that we're going to have to deal with. We need to make sure that all the different departments are keeping the correct records that they're supposed to be keeping. What are the life cycles of records? How long do these records need to be in the departments before they actually go down to the central location? How long before the records need to be destroyed? All records have their own life cycle. Some records, for instance, if you have a financial audit, you have to not only keep, you can go ahead and scan the records electronically, but you have to keep the paper copies for a number of years after that. So there are all sorts of different areas that need to be looked at in order to make sure that all the departments are doing the correct records and also keeping the, or sending the correct records down for the retention department. The last item is something that's an ongoing, something ongoing that is a really good business practice for modern districts. What that is once we retain the records and we have them and they're secure, we have to make them available to everybody, especially upper management. The days are gone where somebody's willing to wait for 2 weeks for their student records or for their financial records or something to be retrieved from a paper file and to be sent over by messenger. So everybody expects things a lot earlier now. So what we need to do is come up with a system or a program where upper management and anybody in the district with the right hierarchy permission to get these records can quickly retrieve these records and can get what they need, and this will also help speed up the getting the records to the students when they request them. So we will be going forward in the next several months and putting together a program to present back to you to outline exactly how this department will work. These are some of, just an example of some of the all the departments that are listed in the CASBO Records Retention Guide, that records have to be retained for these departments, and they all have to be retained for different lengths of time. So as I said, we'll be coming back to you with a presentation, a longer presentation with more details in a couple of months to ask your permission to start the new project. Any questions?
Great. Thanks, Holger. Just let me say